Hello, Professor Lorenzo McCoy again of KnowThyselfUniversity.net. Back again, another sad video. If you didn't see the other one, you can check that out. 2 black men back to back were killed. Check that out because I'm not going to go that deep into it on this one, but we have to talk about it. Especially this one in particular. I did the other one first because I knew there's going to be a lot of racist people, and the opposite of racist for me is those black folks that are scared to talk about racial issues because it'll make their white friends mad. My white friends understand me. They know that I'm a person with a big heart, and if you good with me, I'm going to be good with you. But you can't just come in. If your daddy is killing people in my community, your daddy going to have to get dealt with. I mean, you can still be friends unless I find out that you were helping your daddy kill people in my community. I feel that would be the same way as me. You're not gonna be my friend and my daddy's out killing everybody and raping people in your neighborhood. You're gonna want to know what I feel about that, and you want to know what side am I on, and if I'm gonna tell you where he's hiding. You know what I'm saying? But of course, I don't come from a family like that. We come from outstanding, law-abiding men that we believe in protecting our community and raising children, taking care of our women, our wives. And I'm saying we got more than one wife, but all of us collectively take care of our wives and children. But that's how life is supposed to be. I don't have to feel like I don't want to talk about that. Maybe people won't buy products from me. Maybe people won't get my services anymore. As a painter, I'll lose clients. As a trainer, I'll lose clients. People don't want my client if I keep talking about race. You have to, if you don't speak out when injustice is done, you're complicit. You are an accomplice. So I got to talk about it. I don't try to talk about it too much because there's enough good stuff to talk about. But there are certain key things I keep hearing people say, people not getting it, white and black. White people, yeah, there is a plan to exterminate black people because they're not needed anymore. I've talked about in this last video, you have to go get the book. And I keep giving reference to Kiyobi Awadu because there's so much that from listening to his video show and following him, you go get the book. That's why I do it too. When I do a book review, you go get the book. But the book by Joel Calkins, I believe, The American Dilemma is the name of it, The Negro Problem. Basically, it asks the question, what are white Americans going to do with this big population of unneeded black folks? They already took the best of the best from Africa to build up this country. Then after that, they used the backdrop of the muscle of black folks to work for them after they learned the industries of masonry, ironworking, and all of that, shipbuilding and everything. After the nation was built and after black folks just basically killed too many white people, if we be honest, it wasn't from abolitionists. It was black people who freed themselves. If it wasn't for Haiti, any white person living in Louisiana, even black people, you better worship and bow down to your black men and women in Haiti, the ones you think are so poor and don't deserve respect. If it wasn't for Haitians, there would be no Louisiana Purchase, and Napoleon would have stayed in power. These black people on that little bitty island, so-called Hispaniola, that now we know as Haiti and Dominican Republic, La República Dominicana, and Haiti, which is an indigenous name for that particular whole island, those people made that institution unwieldy. Then you had all these uprisings and fights in all of the Caribbean, Jamaica, Florida, the mid-plains here, the upper north, northeast, and out west, with blacks and indigenous people. They couldn't sustain it anymore. And they'd gotten enough anyway, and black people kept inventing things like a cotton gin and things like that. They were able to go into the industrial age, and it was all about King Cotton, and you really didn't need hundreds of black folks to work the field because black folks already started inventing things that were harvesters for the corn, shoemaking machines. I mean, different industries were being built around the knowledge of blacks and whites. But I got to talk about the blacks, because you ain't going to talk about it. We invent the elevator. Nobody talk about that. The stoplight. Things, you know, the underground cables going under the ocean. The supercomputers for the mathematics. For the internet, the supercomputer chip for supercomputers. There would be no internet. It'd be nothing like that. So they started just needing just the brains. First they took the brains in the body, but now they just need the brains of a few. But all of these millions of black folks aren't needed. That's why you're going to keep seeing crime in the black community. And I keep bringing this up because the black folks need to understand it. And white folks, you need to understand it too. Because there are things planned for you too. You know what I'm saying? It may not be your all-out murder, but they want you dumb to everything. So let's get into this particular event. We got to talk again about another black man who lost his life. This time, I don't think there's any gold teeth, so you can't use that. Not saying that's a bad thing, but I'm just keeping it real. I know the type of things that they're trying to see from this last brother. I see them gold teeth. He looked like a thug, like something wrong with him. I see he's selling bootleg DVDs, and they went back in his past. Oh, he had a gun charge back in the day. Now, they just don't have that. I'm going to read this once again. We're on CNN's website. Breaking news. Obama, shootings by police are symptomatic of broader racial disparities in the criminal justice system. Yes, Obama. Woman streams aftermath of fatal officer-involved shooting. Wow. And let me refresh this page for you. We're gonna get into listening to this footage first. Then we'll go into, I'll do some more reading and stuff, but you gotta hear. I mean, it's heart-wrenching all around. Both of these stories on different levels. For all you people, this guy wasn't selling bootleg. His crime, they said he had a tail light out. That's why he's dead right now. But let me refresh this. And while this is going, there's a little child in the car, I believe a 4-year-old girl in the back seat. And this is the one I told you about in the last video, where there's a woman where we like to say that, well, it was the way you were acting. Maybe, you were fidgeting so much. And this guy calmly was like, hey, man, okay, I'm getting the, sorry, my phone is somewhere. I meant to turn the audio off, but let's listen to this.
Mr. Ingles, he's not studying over here. He's streaming my games. He can't get away with that.
Okay, hold on. This is, a little commercial.
Don't worry about it. They can't hear me. I'm just in your head.
No matter how you use your data, Verizon's got your back. Introducing the new Verizon plan. Now get 30% more data, no surprise overages, and
I do have a weapon, officer.
All on America's best network. Why settle?
And I'm
when you can have
licensed
everything,
to do so.
switch to Verizon now.
Just letting them know, because that's what we're told that we have to say. But here we go. This
He got pulled over what allegedly was supposed to be a broken tail light. When he let us know that we had a broken tail light, he asked us were we aware of it. We said no. As we said no, he tells us to put our hands in the air. We have our hands in the air. At the time as our hands in the air, he asked for license and registration. My boyfriend carries all his information in his wallet in his right side back pocket.
Listen.
As he's reaching for his back pocket wallet, he lets the officer know, "Officer, I have a firearm on me." I begin to yell, but he's licensed to carry. After that, he began to take off shots. But, don't move. But
don't move.
How can you not
After
move when you're asking for license and registration? He was never a bad man. He never did anything to hurt anyone. He was the quietest, most laid-back person you will ever meet. He was loving. So even for the police to take him away, nothing within his body language said intimidation.
Listen.
Nothing within his body said shoot me. Nothing within his body language said kill me, I want to be dead. He did not do nothing but what the police officer asked of us, which was to put your hands in the air and get your license and registration. They left him sitting in the car after they shot him. Nobody checks his pulse, nothing. The police officer that was on my side walked away to call for backup, and the police officer that shot him was still standing there with his gun still drawn after he was shot. I chose to allow the video to go live 10 seconds before my phone died because I wanted everybody in the world to see what the police do and how they roll, and it's not right. It's not acceptable. I didn't do it for pity. I didn't do it for fame. I did it so that the world knows that these police are not here to protect and serve us. They are here to assassinate us. They are here to kill us because we are black. We don't support each other enough, so they feel like they can take us off. And it's not okay. A good man, a 35-year-old man, worked for St. Paul Public School, never been fingerprinted, never been handcuffed. He has been taken away from his community. No one deserves this. I have not been able to sleep. I have not been able to eat. I have not been able to work. I have not been able to do anything besides hold my daughter, tell her I thank her how much of a superhero she is. Because she is an angel. She knew that he was gone before I knew. And she said, Mom, the police are bad guys. They killed him and he's never coming back. He's never coming back. And the fact that my 4-year-old had to tell me that he was gone, as I'm telling her, never speak negativity until our earth. We only speak positive things. She knew that he was gone and he wasn't coming back. They didn't let me know he was dead until 3 o'clock this morning. I didn't arrive home until about 5 this morning.
They're not right.
We can come together to make a wonderful funeral so that we can embrace this beautiful life that is no longer with us anymore.
Here's Pastor Hand. Let him talk. Go ahead, Pastor.
The pastor, they're praying over it. Now we're gonna next one. We're gonna pass up the governor because we don't want to hear the politics about this. We're gonna go straight to his mom, so you can see what type of family you're coming from. If you're trying to think that, well, you know the other one, he had a gun conviction, and he was selling bootleg movies. He brandished the weapon, even though we know that's all bull crap. Sorry about the commercials. But let me see if I can mute it. Oh, no, it's gonna not let me mute it. But as you see, routine traffic stop. Got a light out, you can see the license registration. Put your hands in the air and then show it to me. I don't know if y'all seen one. There was a young brother who just got off work and he pulled into a gas station. The cop said, get out the car. And he was like, whoa. He said, give me your license. He reached in to get his license. The guy shot. He said, why you shoot me, sir? But we back here.
I'll say about 2 o'clock. He came to my house.
This is his mother.
In order to go and get his hair done.
And his uncle.
And he came back and we chit-chatted, him and his sister. And they had a conversation about the concealed carry permits that they both have. And they were saying that, to be cautious. And my daughter said, you know what? I really don't even want to carry my gun because I'm afraid that they'll shoot me first and then ask questions later.
It's that spiritual third eye.
What you see on that video?
I seen a young man.
This is
helpless, shot for no apparent reason. I saw my nephew shot by a man, clinging to his life, with no help. It was the most horrific thing I ever seen in my life.
I want to say that I appreciate Diamond streaming that video live because we never would know exactly what happened had she not put that out there.
It'd be just more hearsay and nobody would ever believe it.
To blatantly shoot into that vehicle with that child in there and that female. And I know for a fact my son would never jeopardize his fiance and the child by doing anything to provoke this officer to think that his life is in danger.
He's not an officer. He's just a man. An officer is
exactly. Don't call him no officer. Yeah.
He's not an officer. That was a man who did that. That man is.
You can say cracker, because you're not a man.
Came into our lives and done something, took something from us.
I think he was just black in the wrong place.
That could be true, but he had permission and the privilege to carry a firearm within this state. And from what I understand, Philando told them that he did have a firearm.
I'm sure he did, because that was something that we always discussed. Comply. That's the key thing. The key thing in order to try to survive being stopped by the police is to comply. Whatever they ask you to do it. Don't say
that's
nothing.
What we're taught.
Just do
that's
whatever
our
they
culture.
want you
We're
to
taught.
do.
And
so
it
what's the
doesn't work.
difference in complying and you get killed anyway?
Because you were never meant to have guns. That's why. Okay, I'm getting all these commercials. Sorry about that. But I'm going to speak over the commercial.
He's not studying over here. He's streaming my games. He can't get away with that.
I'm going to go to this one. Okay, I'm sorry. We're going to go here. Right here. And I believe this is his fiance's.
Diamond Reynolds capturing the moments after her boyfriend was shot by a Minnesota police officer during a traffic stop.
We got pulled over for a busted tail light in the back.
And he just
died. The police, he's covered. He killed my friend.
Philando Castile's white shirt soaked in blood and in distress. They were pulled over allegedly for a broken taillight around 9 p.m. outside of St. Paul.
He's licensed to carry. He was trying to get out his ID and his wallet.
Reynolds live streaming video from inside the car with her 4-year-old daughter in the back seat.
He let the officer know that he had a firearm and he was reaching for his wallet.
He still pointing the gun at her while
shot him in his arm.
The officer, still pointing the gun inside the car, explains why he opened fire.
We're waiting for a back. I will, sir. No worries. I will. He just shot his arm off. We got pulled over on Larpener.
Told him not to reach for it. I told him to get his hand open.
Please don't tell me this, Lord. Please, Jesus, don't tell me that he's gone. Please don't tell me that he's gone. Please, officer, don't tell me that you just did this to him. You shot 4 bullets into him, sir.
And it could have hit her.
Getting his license and registration, sir.
Like you told him.
Multiple officers at the scene order Reynolds out of the car, handcuffing her. Her cell phone falls to the ground, and she continues pleading with police.
Please don't tell me he's gone. Please, Jesus, no! Please, no! Please, no! Don't let him be gone, Lord!
Eyewitnesses capturing this video of officers trying to revive Castile before he's taken to the hospital where he died. Reynolds, put in the backseat of a police car, continues talking to the camera.
I can't believe they just did this.
It's okay, I'm right here with you.
Baby.
Y'all please pray for us, Jesus, please, y'all. I ask everybody on Facebook, everybody that's watching, everybody that's tuned in, please pray for us.
Reynolds says her boyfriend worked as a cafeteria supervisor at a St. Paul school and had no criminal record. Crowds gathering at the scene of the shooting and at the governor's mansion demanding answers.
Now, I want you to go back to his. There's a longer video I saw earlier of his mom, but it seemed like it's not there anymore. They cut it down. See, it's only 2 minutes. It was like 22 minutes long. Where is it? Did they take it off? No, okay, it's right here. This is a better interview because she gives a better backdrop of who he was. I'm sorry, no longer is. But the spirit of a black man doing the right thing. Because of me telling you to go get that book and read and study the America's Dilemma, I'm gonna speak over this commercial. That particular book, you will understand that when white men are fighting for gun rights, it's not for black men to have. They don't care if you're not shooting yourself up. They don't want you to have guns. That's why when they see you getting shot.
Well, earlier, I'll say about 2 o'clock, he came to my house in order to go and get his hair done. And he came back and we chit-chatted, him and his sister. And they had a conversation about the concealed carry permits that they both have. And they were saying that, you know, to be cautious. And my daughter said, you know what? I really don't even want to carry my gun because I'm afraid that they'll shoot me first and then ask questions later.
How do you explain what you see on that video?
I seen a young man, helpless, shot for no apparent reason.
This is my first time watching it myself.
I saw my nephew shot by a man.
A white shirt, bloody, like his arm was twisted up.
Clinging to his life.
The bullet obviously contorted the bones in his arm.
It was the most horrific thing I ever seen in my life.
I want to say that I appreciate Diamond streaming that video live because we never would know exactly what happened had she not put that out there like that.
Exactly.
And then for him to blatantly shoot into that vehicle with that child in there and that female.
Earlier today, this was 22 minutes long.
Would never jeopardize his
because they went into his
and the child by doing
his work history.
To provoke
he was not on crime. She gave it was a very good interview, and it's been cut up.
An officer is supposed to protect and serve.
It's about to cut off.
He's not an officer.
At 20, just 2 minutes.
That man is a destroyer.
This used to be 22 minutes long.
He came into our lives and done something, took something from us.
I watched a little bit of it earlier, and that's what I wanted to share.
That could be true.
Yeah, they cut it up.
He had permission and privilege to carry a firearm within this state.
So, sorry guys, I have to find that online again now. This is CNN's website, and that's something I wanted to let y'all know. I noticed that on 9/11. If you don't watch the preliminary and basically all the first news coming out after something happens, it's going to be changed for you.
Whatever they ask you to do it.
Because they're going to tell their lawyers to start pulling stuff. And this was a very good interview that I wanted to play for you all. And they pulled it. They cut it down to 2 minutes. 2 minutes and 30 seconds. It used to be, I'm going to cut it off now. It used to be
he's not studying over here.
Interview from her, a very good interview that we probably have to find online. Somebody should have it by now. But I'm going to finish up with this. Man, that was my first time looking at it. Because I watched that, at least half of that, at least 11 minutes of that 22 long one. I had it paused for you guys. And in between, while I was doing that last video, somebody came in and cut it up and made it only 2 minutes. She gave a lot of very good information, and it made him look human. And I think that because they don't have anything on them, they had to cut that up. It was 22 minutes long, man. It was a nice long interview. It was on the website. Why would you have to cut it up like that? Except, once again, mass media indoctrination. I know they're trying their best to find something on him, but you ain't gonna get nothing on him. He never had a criminal record. What you gonna find on him? He's working around children, so they would know. He ain't touched the children. They can't find him like that. He's just another cafeteria worker guy, a supervisor cafeteria worker, and making good money. And see what the part that they cut out that I can remember some of it. They talked to his uncle, and they asked his uncle, what was the last memory you have? The last time the uncle saw him, it was on Mother's Day, and they were talking about retirement. The uncle was talking about how he was making sure his retirement is set up, how to invest money, and he was complimenting the young man on making sure that, he was like, okay, you're working for that school board, that school system, that school district, and they have good 401ks and all. He was basically talking about all the money matching things they had that's good for retirement. So he was commending him on certain investments he made. That's the type of, this ain't no ignorant stuff, that could be remembered about this guy. That's why they took it off. Then the mother went right in because the white woman actually said, it's coming up to something. Why I think I know why they cut it up some more. I remember the interviewer was basically commending her, saying, "It looked like you did everything right. It looked like you did," and they had to cut that because it was the white woman saying, "It looked like you did everything you're supposed to do. You did everything right to raise him a certain way." And the black woman was like, "Yeah, we try hard to make sure he puts, we preach about retirement, making money, familyhood, and everything." That's why they cut it up, because it made him look so good. And now that I think about it, it made an interviewer feel like she was siding with them, not saying, "Do you think he's something he could have did better," or something like that. She couldn't say that, but she was like, "Man, you did everything you're supposed to do." And here in parentheses, he still got killed. They took that out. It's no longer there anymore. That's very interesting. But if you don't stay up on top of news and really study it, you won't notice little nuances like that. But that's control. That's the filter that when you take a lot of media classes like I have, that's that filter that they teach us about. That there are human beings whose job it is to filter the news before it gets to you, so that they can skew, the view. The view that you get is the one they want you to have. Not exactly what's going on in the world. It's the view that they want you to have that falls in line with their subscribers and their sponsors. And the federal government comes in line too, and they dictate. Go ahead and take that out. That part where you said she did all the right stuff, you need to take that out, because we're working on some beef footage over here. We think we might have them with something, so we're going to cut that up. We're going to take that out, because that will be used. See, the federal government would come down. That's the thing that people don't know. The federal government would come down and say, we're going to have to re-edit that. We actually went and re-edited it for you. Go ahead and put this up. Take that 22 minutes off, and we got you a better piece to where she can say her little piece or whatever. But we're taking out all the parts where you as the interviewer are agreeing that she did a good job as a mother. We ain't playing that. This ain't a white child who got shot. This is an N-word that got shot. You're not going to be siding with this black family. You know what I'm saying? There's nobody doing drugs. There's nobody getting shot. He ain't got no criminal record. We can't be making him like no damn angel. That's why they had to cut it up, because they're already getting enough flack. And if you think this stuff is just done locally, then you're just ignorant. And you don't want to know. And then you don't want to understand how the world is run. Somebody has to be empowered to say, okay, can't let people wake up. It will be against our best interests if people wake up and understand that we are slowly and trying to speed it up a little bit faster, because it's taking too long to get rid of these black folks up out this country. You can go all the way back to Abraham Lincoln, that you think freed the so-called captured Africans that y'all call slaves. But he tried to send them to South America. He wanted to send more to Liberia and places like that. And whoever would take them, Canada, you know what I'm saying? But South America was like, no, because you could be sending us troops that are totally loyal to you, and it'll be a standing army of the United States in my country. So no, sir. See, they smart. Even though that's not most likely what was going to happen. Could have, because after a while they'd be like, okay, they're going to take you guys. Tell you what, if you want to be free when you get back here and you want to get paid, we'll save some money if you still work with us, but act like you just want to go and build be citizens of, I forgot what country he was going to send them to, probably Brazil or something like that, I don't know. But those are the things that we talk about here, not as conspiracy theory. We talk about conspiracy fact here. Also not as race baiting and trying to get views and stuff like that by just showing graphic images. I'm not going to be showing people getting shot and killed. You heard enough right there. And if you're really just into that, there's enough video out there. This is for serious people who really want to understand what's going down. Not somebody just shouting Black Lives Matter, but not explaining to you why you see black people killing black people, why that's even an issue, why we even calling it black on black crime. It's my job to remind you all people kill their own. If a white woman is going to get killed, it's a white male. I mean, so if it's a white woman going to get killed, it's a white male who killed her. A black woman's getting killed, it's a black male who killed her. It's been that way forever, and it's always going to be that way. If an Asian woman just got killed, it was probably an Asian man who did it. Same thing in the Arab community, so-called Middle Eastern community, everybody's community is that way, because that's who you're close to. Somebody breaking in somebody's crib is one of your own, usually. Not saying you can't find black folks breaking into white people's houses. It's not going to happen too long if you do find it happening. So that's why I talk about these issues, because certain ones of us really are curious. How come I'm really want to know? Because they don't want to just argue with somebody. What do you mean white, Black Lives Matter? What about all lives? There's a lot of black people who have that same question because they don't get it. Yeah, I don't want to say Black Lives Matter, all lives matter. Then white people, of course, are saying it. Somebody has to explain it to you in a way without fighting. I don't have to have my fists in the air. I just bring out books and make you read if you really want to understand. And I give you a viewpoint that's a little bit more conscious. And I give you basically a real viewpoint, because you really don't have an opinion when you don't have information to support your belief. Your paradigm or your hypothesis doesn't exist without some type of empirical data from you going out and researching it yourself. Or even if it's just your own life experience, but put together in a conscious, logical way so that you can better support your point of view. If you can't do that, you don't have an opinion yet. You're just somebody yapping. You're just a little baby speaking. Not my fault, blabbering. Babbling. Let's call it that, babbling. But that's all for now. I'm not going to make this super long. I put enough in that last video. So if you didn't see that one, you can check out that, where I go very far into why cops are killing. I even put out my idea. I believe they're trained to do so, even in terms of, you see how nervous that cop was. He's still holding the gun at her while she's obviously he knows the phone, because she's been recording all that time. Right after the shooting, she pulls out her phone and starts recording it. He still has his gun out. I told him to not move. That's a lie, because you told them to take out their license and registration. He was letting you know, sir, I do have a weapon. Just letting you know I do have a weapon. And the woman said, and I screamed, say he's licensed to do it, to have one. That's not the first time a black person that was licensed to carry, who had a gun, to say, sir, I got a gun. But when they see it, it triggers fear. Whereas a white boy can say, I got a gun, I got a couple of them. Okay, where are they? I got one right here, I got one here. And they lift up their shirt. They might not even take it away from them. They'll just say, okay, sir, we got a call that you were threatening people. Could you tell us what happened? They're going to be nice and calm. The only reason why they wouldn't for a white guy with guns, that white guy with that gun has to actually point it at him and say you're going to shoot it. Then they're like, sir, put down the gun, sir. Even before they shoot, they want to give him the opportunity to make that right decision. And the reason why a lot of black people like myself put out videos like this is to teach other blacks who erroneously believe that it can't happen to you, because let's say you don't even have a weapon. Emmett Till didn't have a weapon. And the thing is, that black male that was shot in the back for that tail light out, he was like 60 years old. He didn't have a weapon. He got tased, and of course he ran. He's an old black man. Well, I'm sorry, they're older black man, my father's age, who don't want to be tased. Who has a right to not be tased? Give me my damn ticket if you're going to write me one. He has a right to say that. Sir, just give me the ticket. Okay, you say my light's out. I'm not doing anything, not even speeding. You trying to tell me I got a tail light out? Okay, I'll take your word for it. I don't believe it, but I'll take the ticket, sir. Sir, I need you to get out the car and search the car and stuff. He's like, no. Tases him. That shit hurts. You 60-year-old man, you got heart problems, can't breathe. You telling him that. He don't give a shit. He putting a knee in your throat. You try to run. You trying to get the hell away from that. You would do it as a white man. You'll do it as a white woman. A lot of you can't take pain like we can. So don't tell me that if you had a knee in your face and somebody tell you don't move, you won't be moving. I've seen video. We all can go right now and pull a video of white folks swinging. Why are you doing this? And oh my God. I'm talking about men and women and children. And when I say children, teenagers, no, why? I don't get it. I don't get it. Rah. Sir, calm down. Just put your hand behind your back. No, this hurts. You're hurting me. You're hurting me. You tased. Ah! You get tased. You don't always stand still. Because if it doesn't paralyze you, the shit just hurts. It's stuck. These electrodes are stuck in your skin. They keep pushing this button and they're shocking the shit out of you. Then another person might shoot some more and it makes you want to grab. If you're strong enough, like me, and you're big enough, you're going to take them out of you and say, hey, this shit's going too far. Because at a certain point, you can feel death coming. You can look up and see an image of death, like, and you get scared. You want to run. You don't feel comfortable. Black people don't feel. I know I don't. I'm being honest. I let cops know when I was not taking care of tickets. Sir, I'm just letting you know. Well, sir, you look a little nervous. I say, sir, and I've had this happen to me many times. I'm just sitting in my car. Well, we gotta. I'm gonna go on a tangent for a second. It's not a tangent, but I'm gonna close this out. I told you in the last video about a white cop that wanted to beat my ass for no reason. Never even met me before. I was being quiet. He just wanted to beat some black folks up. N-words, he called us. In St. Charles, Missouri, I used to have used to go to a Export Fitness out there. There's a Walmart right across the way of it in the next lot. I used to go back and forth because they both 24 hours. I'm always up late. We used to go on video shoots and we may not get off till after 12. So me and my friend of mine, we'll go there and hoop and play ball at 3 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, black men going to an area where a lot of us ain't out, but there's enough of us out there because there's a university there. I used to go to university. My wife went there and we all lived there on campus. I was going, I think, to a St. Charles Community College, and she was going to Lindenwood University there. But we lived in the family housing there. So I was used to, that's why I had a gym membership there. I was supposed to be there paying. So I go to that Walmart every day, and I go to that gym every day. And it was one day I was going to go to the gym, and I was in the parking lot. I was eating the McDonald's. That's where I was stopped twice. Once at the Walmart, and then I was stopped over at the gym. I was tired. I remember. The first time I'm gonna tell you this one. That same day, I wasn't living there at the time. I came into town to tape an event, to videotape a health conference. I was gonna go work out. I had all this camera equipment with me that day. On this particular time that they stopped me. I'm in the lot of the Export Fitness with all my camera equipment, but I'm like, I'm gonna go in. I like having 24-hour memberships in place because you can go and take a shower, shave if you need to, work out, because I don't want to have to go to a hotel just to shoot this event. I want to go right back home. I was living close to Kansas City. So I'm in there, I'm in the lot. I'm just thinking about, do I feel like doing it? I drive over to the Walmart, get some stuff, and I come back, eating my food and stuff. Probably went to the Subway or something right around the way. I'm back in the lot, and I do look up, and I see a guy. Now I'm at the gym, but right over here to my right is just a white dude looking at me. I'm not thinking about it though. And he's at a tanning bar. It was like a LA tan fitness place, whatever. You go in to get your tan and lotion up and stuff like that. So, and they use it around gyms too. So I guess you get out the gym, you want to get tan a little bit. You go in and pay. I used to work at one of those too at a gym, and they pay for a couple minutes and stuff, and I go and set up the thing for them, and I set the timer for how many minutes that they pay for it or that's on their card, and it keeps track because some people go in and try to get too black, which was against federal regulations for health reasons, and you got to keep track of their time for how many minutes they go in per week. It was different for me because I never seen no stuff like that. I was like, man, they come in like vampires and get in this coffin, and they got one that you can stand up, and it was because I had to wipe it down after they leave out and stuff, because I guess I didn't think about it. You go in there and you be sweating so much from burning up in this radiation. But so there's a guy over there. I'm not tripping off him because I'm not going up in there. You know what I'm saying? I'm at the gym. I'm here where I'm supposed to be. Now I'm bringing him up because you're about to see, and I'm like, you know what? I don't feel like it. I'm just gonna go to St. Louis where I'm going to have to do the shoot. I don't feel like working out. Probably go chill with my parents and go see my brother in Belleville. I get on the highway. Didn't even make it all on the highway. I'm on the ramp going onto the highway. 6 police cars are behind me. I see all the lights and I'm pulling over like, oh, it must be the president in town or something. So I'm like, they always going to St. Charles, you know. They always go way out there because there's an airport out there. But they all behind me as I pulled over. So I'm like, what the hell is this? Can't be speeding. I'm just getting on the highway. So I'm like, what the? And from being through this before, I was like, it must have been a woman or something in the lot, because that happened to me at these other same 24-hour gyms. It's just scary for a black man, even though I'm going into the gym. When I'm getting there off work, it's just too fucking scary. So I'm sitting there waiting. I'm like, okay, I know I'm not speeding. Did I run a light? But it seemed like they all were waiting for me or something. They get in, so I ask me all these questions. I turned it, and while I'm doing these videos, we're trained from knowing these things happen. I know a lot of people can't believe it. It ain't happening that much, but for some reason, we all know growing up as a child. I'm 43. I've heard this my whole life. Keep your hand on the steering wheel. Some people say keep your hand out the window, both hands out the window. Even if they tell, and I'm gonna be honest, even if they tell you to get some out your pocket, don't do it. See, a lot of people don't know that. If they tell you to reach over and get something out the glove compartment, which I've told them, you get it. Because I said, and they said, why? Well, no, it's okay. And I said, no. Because there's always one guy with a flashlight and his gun out looking at you on the passenger side, and then this guy with his gun on his hip with a light looking on your back seat and look at you in your eyes, stuff that's to intimidate you and throw you off. And I always say, no, you get it. Because if I reach over there, you're going to shoot me. Is there a gun in there? Nope. It's a glove compartment. It's got the papers you want to see, and it's probably got some tissue that my wife had in there or something, or some makeup or something. You know what I'm saying? You can play with that stuff yourself. You root through all that stuff and you'll find the documents you're looking for. My wallet is in my pocket, and after you check that out, I'll get my wallet for you. And I'm going to do it slow with the lights on, but if I see that gun, I'm not moving. You're not going to have a gun pointed at me and just start telling me to move and stuff so you can lie and say, now, once again, this is what happened. You can think that's crazy. The video that I just played, that's what happened. He told him, well, I'm letting you know as I'm reaching for this stuff, I told him not to move. You a freaking lie. Don't even lie to me that this dude who's a supervisor at the school lunch program, his fiance to the right, no weapons. His 4-year-old, I know you can't believe it, she ain't got no weapon either. Black female, she ain't even a little girl no more. She's a black female. She probably got a weapon too. You think he trying to shoot his way out the situation? He ain't got no priors, nothing. Car ain't stolen. They trying to tell me he got a light out. So you know they probably said it. You know you got the light out. That's just probable cause that I can ask you some more shit now. I'm gonna do this little Terry stop on your ass and pull, look for some drugs or something. But the omen, that's what the lady said. That was another thing that they cut out of that interview. The mother said, I think they said that earlier, but they cut out the part where the lady said it's like an omen or something then. The mother said he was just talking to his sister earlier that day, and the sister said, I don't even want to carry mine. They both have a license to carry, and they both have a gun. And they're licensed to do so, law-abiding citizens. She said, I don't even want to carry mine because, and I think you heard that part, because I know they the type, they will see it, shoot first, and then ask questions later. And he was agreeing to that. And that was the conversation that they was having. They was talking about him, like, about the pros and cons of it all. And the white lady, the interviewer, was like, it's like an omen or something. And I was like, yeah, that ain't like an omen. That's the actual textbook definition of an omen. But it's something I used to think about myself. I want to keep a weapon because I'm from East St. Louis. I love where I come from, but I don't love the climate. I travel through North St. Louis, and I go through a lot of, I'm gonna use their term, redneck areas and stuff like that, where they kill you and string you up, and they still hang black people. And this is Missouri I'm talking about. This ain't, people forget that's the so-called last slave state, which I call slave, the last captured African state. But it's all down south. The whole country is so-called down south. And I know that. And at the same time, I know that there's different areas in Chicago. I've lived in different parts of California. You should have a weapon with you. I've had to drive through Texas a couple of times and just be so sleepy, I have to go to sleep somewhere. And a lot of times it'd be one of those Texas bars where I have to look up, and especially if I'm in an area where I'm like, damn. I try to stop at a spot very well lit. I don't like rest stops where it's dark. I go to a truck stop where there's a lot of people and I have to see black people. Even if I see a lot of Mexicans, it gotta be Mexican women. You know, Mexican men could be, you know, they can be sort of strong, and just by not speaking the language, they don't know if they're in a dangerous spot or not. But they got so many numbers with them, they don't give a shit. So I'm looking for black women, black men, especially black families. Then I feel a little bit better. But even Mexicans, I'm looking for Mexican families and stuff like that. But if I see there's no black folks around, I see big ass 10-gallon hats and boots and guns on their side, open carry, you know, out in the open, not concealed, and shotguns and the battle flags and stuff like that. What y'all call it, the Southern flag, you know, the battle flag for the South. I see a lot of that, Dixie flags and General Lee cars and stuff like that. I remember it was a couple of times I had to go and drive behind like a closed like restaurant or something like that. Try to just get up like 30 minutes of sleep. But the problem is I will look up and see somebody see me driving back there, and even if I try to go to a well lit area, just the way that they looking at me and they whispering at each other, I'm like, I gotta wake my ass up and drive somewhere else. That's when I want to have a weapon with me. You're not gonna drag me behind my own car or your pickup truck without a fight. I'm taking somebody with me. If I'm gonna be the story that you tell at lunch or dinner tomorrow or at the bar, yeah, I gotta add my part of the story in it too. I'm a producer. I'm a writer. I need to write a chapter up in there too. That it's gonna be that time that if y'all drug an N-word, it's gonna be the time we tripped and picked the wrong N-word. I'm saying all that to say that I understand why we want to carry weapons too. The thing is, what we don't know, there's a de facto law, not de jure. De jure says we can't tell just white people that they can be armed. But de facto, we're seeing that's the law. Now look up de jure law. That's the law on the books. De facto is the actual factual law as enforced by authority. Even though it's not on the books, it's an unwritten law that we really don't, we're not, when we say fight for guns and out of my cold dead hands, you're going to take this gun from me, they're not really talking about us. They don't want black folks to be armed. They don't mind the black folks being armed who are killing other black people, but law-abiding citizens riding around, cops don't like seeing a black man saying, well, you know, I'm armed too. That takes away that power of Negro putting the gun up to your head. I say get out the car. But sir, you just said I was speeding. Can I just get a ticket? Get your ass out of the car. I want to search your car. Then they want to put you in handcuffs. Then after they finish searching your car, turn everything up. All right. Take you out. Well, next time put that plate back on the front of your car. See, my thing is after all that, you basically just let me know that it's a war going on and you on the other side and I'm on the one other side. That's what's going on. That's why I'm making these videos. It's not to incite violence. The violence has already been incited. I don't have to light and ignite violence. The violence is already happening amongst people. Now, white folks get killed too. It's just not it's not as much. You know what I'm saying? That's why we can say all lives matter. No, they don't. De facto wise, de jure wise, all lives matter. De facto, black lives don't matter as much as everybody else's lives. They're not going to sue nobody. And even if they do, the judge doesn't care. Because they're going to say, well, you had that gun charge. Look how you look. You do look sort of scary to me too. So I'm going to end it there. I just wanted to talk about those. We're going to go back and talk about good, fun stuff. But I can't keep neglecting the news when things like this happen, because in order for you to understand things that I talk about in the health realm, it still goes back to this. If you can understand that there's a Monsanto that wants to take over food production, puts a lot of chemicals in your food, and if you're an organic farmer, they will let their crops pollinate yours, and they're going to charge you for having their crops, even though you didn't plant it. If you understand things like that go on, but you're ignorant when black folks are saying that there's the same type of things going on in our lives just against us primarily, you don't want to hear it. Now I get it. You can just understand my health stuff because you're a white person, want to lose weight, you got different diseases, you want to get rid of diabetes. You can still get my products. You can still get my knowledge. You can still, which they do, and many people do, because I'm here for everybody. But I don't shy away from these topics because it might make white people feel bad. It might make black people feel uncomfortable. I want to get in his health society. I want to get in his language society. I want to get in his make money on mind society. But he be talking that black stuff, and I don't want to. See, I'm not that type of guy. The creator I serve, the real creator, allows me to be real in whatever I do. I'm not going to sit by and watch injustice and not say anything because I run a business. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to make money also. Because I want people to like me. I want people to like themselves and me and my children and respect me more than like me. See, you can hate somebody's guts. Don't mean you're going to disrespect them. You can say what you want about Obama here online or whatever, but say something negative you're going to do to him. Call up the White House right now and start talking crazy about something you're going to physically do to Obama. You're not going to do that because you know what's going to happen. You know that no matter what, the person in office is going to still be afforded all the security due to a president. Unless that industrial complex, military industrial complex, sees him as an enemy, that's something different. But as long as that's not the case, try that and see what happens. You're not going to do it because it's about respect. You're going to be punished for disrespecting. So you can not like the king or the queen, but you're not going to disrespect them. You might say, I don't respect them. You're not going to disrespect them. So you do respect them. You see what I'm saying? That's how I am. You don't have to love me. Just don't disrespect me. Don't mess with my family and stuff like that. If you don't, like my information, there's a whole lot of other channels out there. I would like for you to be on mine so we can converse. If you do have a different opinion, break it down. Don't just say you don't like what I say. And I like when you say the health stuff. That's why I labeled the videos. On the ones that say health, just watch all those. The ones that say make money online, watch all those. I think I have enough information for everybody. I'm a human being. I'm more complex than that one-sided point of view. And these particular topics can help save a lot of us. There's a lot of you white women with black children. You need to know this stuff. You need to know this stuff. You might be a white cop saying, what do I do when I get out there? Is this going to happen to me? Don't worry about it. If you really do respect people and you don't use fear, even though I like a lot of black folks, I got a couple of black friends, but I'm out there, they do look scary. You need to say that. You need to verbalize that. And then you need to dismantle how that came to be. That lady said something very important. You can tell by his mannerisms he wasn't going to do anything but get the wallet out of his pocket. And I was saying while she was saying it, I don't know if you heard me, I was saying that no, that's the problem. When you send somebody from another culture, especially if they don't respect That's what it's all about. They don't respect black culture. So when you're dressed a certain way, they're not looking at you like they would look at a little bad looking. See, white people sag their pants too, wear their hats on backwards, and got way more tattoos. White folks have always been more tattoos and piercing than any black folks. Black folks got it from them because people in sports started imitating people that was in the rock bands. See, rappers started imitating the rock band people, and they started melding with each other, and there was a cultural fluidity going on from both sides, and they begin to meld a little bit. Then you get hip hoppers. That's why hip hoppers and basketball players and football players all want to do each other's stuff. The rappers want to hoop and play ball, and then the ballers want to do a rap song. You know what I'm saying? Actors want to be singers, and singers want to be actors. It's always been that way. So in our case, you start seeing people who emulate things they see on television, because that's how you get women. That's how you feel. That's how you feel a little bit more manly and look sexy, to sag your pants, be tatted up, and talk to women a certain way. And I'm not even talking about the most demean way. Hey, what's up, baby? That's not really how you talk to a woman, but that's how a lot of women want to be talked to. But that doesn't mean you're a killer and you deserve to be shot in the face, you know what I'm saying, in front of your whole family. When a white person does, it's cool. He can speak different languages. He can speak with the blacks. He can speak Spanish. He can speak with the Puerto Ricans and stuff like that. You look cool. But a black person or a Hispanic person that speaks that lingo is scary to white people. That's why his mannerisms, like the woman was saying, she's right if it was a black cop. See, that black cop is not going to shoot Tamir Rice because he can see while pulling up, hey, is that a toy? Yes, sir. Throw that shit on the ground. He'd be still alive. Two whites come up. A 14-year-old boy is the same as a 25-year-old just not getting out of jail, just broke out of prison, black male, and that little gun becomes a Uzi with 5 butt-naked raped women laying on the ground around them. That's how they see little black boys. To us, we know it's a child. To their own, when they see that drunk white man, they don't want to shoot him. He can have a gun. Hey, son. Hey, sir. Put the gun down, sir. We don't want to shoot you, sir. Put the gun down. And they're going to try to tase him first. They're going to use rubber bullets. They're going to throw a net over him. They're going to call his mom. We got your mom here. Boy, stop acting. What's his name? Jimmy, stop acting crazy. We got your mom here, Jimmy. We're just going to take you in to get you sober. And they're going to wrestle him to get the gun away. 2 cops might get shot in the chest in the process in the bulletproof vest, but they're going to put on that battle gear. And they're going to hover around him, so if he do spit off a couple of shots, it'll go into them shields. He's not going to get attempted murder, unless maybe he ain't from that neighborhood, because white folks don't like whites from other neighborhoods. But if he's a homeboy, he going to get that homeboy treatment. And they're going to put him in that tank and say, woo, that man's a beast. What are you feeding him? What are you feeding Jimmy? Well, he is a big boy. No teeth all right here. He is a big boy. Spitting in the cup. I'm just keeping it real. I've seen stuff like that. They go that extra mile because they know he's just drunk. And, during the day, he's a good old boy. He's an usher at the church and all that. But when you come into a black community, you hear that jungle music, as they call it. You don't know if this guy thinks he's Tupac and going to shoot everybody. You hear the music in the car. You hear that beat. You're like, oh, my God. I might not make it home unless I shoot first. Looked in the car, you saw this guy. That white cop didn't see a person that works at a school. You think he give a damn about that little black girl in there? She might be on drugs too. She might be the ringleader selling crack. This black woman recording, he's still telling her, keep your arms where I can see it. She's calmly after, dude, I'm just watching it with you guys, even though I know I didn't let you see it. That was my first time seeing it. His head is leaning on her shoulder, arm messed up, blood all over this white shirt. He's dying on her shoulder, and she's still, yes, sir. No, sir. You see, guys, this guy, this is what they do. All he did was reach for her. He told us to put our hands up. She said all of that while her fiance, her man, fucking her husband, is dying right there on her shoulder. And his daughter, I don't care if it's his biological daughter or not, his daughter's watching him die. Say, Mommy, don't worry about it. I'm right here. That daughter was so strong, and she'll never be the same. And you wonder why a lot of us grow up crazy, but we don't get the designation of post-traumatic war syndrome. You just a crazy N-word. Anybody else, the state will take care of you for the rest of your life, because we understand that's that one that her dad was killed right in front of her. That wife had the videotape, and you know, it was horrific. We all saw it. It was heart-wrenching. That's how they would get done for their own kind. And they will make sure that they get the best medical care, the best psychology care that money can buy, and they'll be taken care of for the rest of their lives. Us, niggas, here goes some money. Sign this paperwork saying you can't talk about this shit. Give me any other footage you got. Any footage you didn't show us, we need to get that. That's how you do people you don't really give a crap about. But this has been an hour. This is Lorenzo McCoy. KnowThyselfUniversity.net. Please subscribe. If you agree, give me a thumbs up. You don't like it, give me a thumbs down. Either way, it's about the communication. If you don't like the delivery, you want to see me dress up in a suit, use a more expensive camera. I could put a green screen up, make it look like I'm a big, nice studio. I can do all that type of stuff, but I don't think that it's worth it for this type of media. I think I can just open up this laptop and we can talk about health, science, and what's in the news. And no matter what you think about me, I love everybody who loves me. As long as you love yourself and can respect me, because I love myself and my people are the ones that do the will of the Creator, not just because you black. If you out here terrorizing the black community, you are not my people. You that N-word. But as a black man for our community, it's my job to be the best representation of a man for me, my family, and for everyone extended. With that, peace, love, to the next video. Hopefully we'll be talking about something on a lighter note.